So I just wanted to come on and make a short little video about what I see going on in the world today. To me, it seems like God is drawing the line in the sand. You are either for him or you're against him. You're either a follower of Christ or you're a follower of Satan. There is no gray, there's no middle ground. There is no, well, I just don't believe in either one, so it's not going to be true for me. The truth is the truth. You can't just say, I don't believe in it and think it's just going to go away and nothing's going to happen to you. When you pass on from this world, you're going one of two places, heaven or hell. That's it. And everything. It seems today like everybody wants to be a Christian, like everybody says that they're a Christian. But they don't seem to understand that when you say you're a Christian, that means that you believe in Jesus Christ, you believe in what he said, and you believe in what he taught, and you try to follow him. You try to be like him, Christ-like. And if you are not exhibiting any fruits that show that you follow Christ, then you're not a Christian. I remember thinking to myself, like, I wish that we had the mind of Christ to be able to see who's really saved and who's not. Like, who's really following after Jesus and reading their Bible and trying to live like Christ did to the best of our ability, or who's just faking. And now it seems like that you can tell if you listen to what a person says and you watch what a person does, you see their fruit, then you can tell exactly which side of the line they're on. So that's what I meant by it's almost like God has drawn a fine line in the sand, and you can tell who's on the Lord's side and who is not. You can tell who's hot and who's cold. You can tell who's a Christian, a someone who is trying to be Christ-like and following Christ, and someone that just likes to say they're a Christian. So the line has been drawn, and no one will be surprised when Christ does return and the rapture happens, and he's going to come and collect all of his children, the ones who believed in him and tried to follow him and tried to learn about him and tried to keep his commandments. Do we even know the 10 commandments to be able to keep them? So it will be no question in anyone's mind once Jesus returns. We're starting to see already who's on the side of Christ and who is not. Okay, let me correct something real quick. I said that no one will be surprised to find out who's saved and who's not. But what I meant by that is it will be a surprise when the rapture happens because no one knows, which means you will be surprised when that day finally comes, and it will come, and I think it's coming soon. How long is soon? Who knows but Christ. But the reality is the way that things are in the world today, where evil is called good and good is called evil, and men will be lovers of themselves, and they will be disrespectful to authority and to their parents. All of that we see is happening in the world today. And the Bible says, just as in the days of Noah, when people were doing evil continually, it's like I can't even watch the news anymore because what you see on the news and what's going on with people stealing and robbing and killing, and then you look at our food and medicine and how it's just recalls after recalls and being tampered and glass in it, and just you're scared to eat. The water's bad. You're scared to drink the water. Like, it's so many things that are just wrong. And to think that this is all going to be fixed one day and everything's going to be good again. No, the Bible says this world is going to be destroyed because we rejected God. God was our king. He was over us. He was the one that was making all the decisions for us. And we wanted a different king. We wanted a physical king on earth. And that's where kings and emperors and rulers and presidents came from. And so God said, okay, you guys wanted that, here it is. But guess what? These people are going to destroy the world. And that's what we see happening. Things seem to be getting better, but they're not getting, well, they're not getting better. They're going to get worse. The Bible says they're going to get worse. And before everything is destroyed, Jesus will come back and get it. So then that's when you need to make the decision, whose side am I going to be on? Because this life is going to come to an end at some point, either before the rapture, if you live long enough, or you may live 80, 90, 100 years, but if the rapture doesn't happen, at some point you will pass on from this life into the next life. And let me tell you, it's as simple as you close your eyes here and then you open them back up and you're into eternity. And at that point, your fate is sealed. So how you have lived your life, who you chose to make the Lord of your life, is the one that you open your eyes and see. So make sure that your fruit, your Lord, how you dedicate your life and spend your time reflects either Jesus or reflects the father of lies, who is Satan. So we are fruit inspectors. When people say you can't judge, you're not supposed to judge people. The Bible says you will know them by their fruit. So how will you know them by their fruit unless you are watching and observing and listening to people? So one of the reasons why Jesus wants us to watch people's fruit and be fruit inspectors is because if we see that their fruit doesn't resemble anything of Christ, then we're supposed to share the gospel with them. We're supposed to try to help them know Jesus, get to know Jesus, and want to give their life to Jesus, so they will not be left behind and they will not spend eternity absent from God. So that was my spiel for today. I hope and pray that everyone is trying their best to get to know Jesus, get to read the Bible, and get to know what your fruit is supposed to be like, because Jesus is coming back very soon. So, God bless you.